like help you promote your brand. Like, oh, if you made it, like it's an amazing thing, and you just jump at me. Oh, I'm going to answer a question when I'm done, and then you didn't answer. That was weird. It didn't very much. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Just say I don't want questions. After the housemates were all inside the house and they were getting to know each other, Abby was the first housemate to start the introduction. While she was introducing herself, Biggie made an announcement that one of them should report to the diary room. Temi Nkem was the first person to get into the diary room. Biggie gave her instruction on what to do and also gave her a brief to read to the housemates. When she came outside the diary room to read the brief to the housemates, just when she starts reading it, everybody was shouting. They cannot hear her phone. They do not understand her English. They were just shouting. You would think they were inside the market. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to give their own opinion. Everybody wants to be seen. At least let this young lady, let her read out whatever she wants to read. After she has read it out, anybody that did not understand, the brief is there for you to take it and go over it and understand it the way you want to understand it. But no, they did not allow this lady to read. They were just shouting. They did not understand her English. Her English is different. In short, they frustrated Temi Nkem yesterday as she became agitated. At the end of the day, she still read the brief. And what was even inside the brief was for every housemate to stand on the red carpet and introduce themselves. When the housemates, they were now introducing themselves one after the other. Abbi was just irritating me yesterday. When she did her own introduction, she introduced herself before asking questions. So I don't understand why she won't allow other housemates to introduce themselves finish before asking her questions whenever they are introducing themselves. That is when she will interrupt and start asking questions. Madam, take a chill pill. Let these people, let them first introduce themselves before you will ask your own question. She did the same thing with Oyin and Nomy, and she was angry. Nomy was introducing herself, and immediately Nomy said, I'm a fashion designer. This girl is not through with her introduction. Abbi interrupted her, and the lady said, let me introduce myself first. After introducing myself, you can ask your question. That was how she got angry. And she was like, it seems like it's a personal beef. It is not a personal beef, my dear. Nobody is saying you should not ask your question, but do it at the right time, not when they are introducing themselves. Let them introduce themselves finish before you ask your own question. It is barely few hours into the house, and these housemates, they are already complaining. Bells was complaining to Oyin and Mercedes about Nomy, and her complaint was Nomy said she could not cut a apple, and to her, that is Nomy pretending. That why would Nomy said she could not cut a apple? It is understandable if Nomy said, I don't want to cut this apple, instead of telling her, I cannot cut a apple. She sees Nomy faking it in the house, and it is unnecessary. You don't have to fake it. It is like you telling her you have never entered inside the kitchen. That was her complaint to Oyin and Mercedes. And those two girls, they were like trying to tell her not to take it to heart. Even Mercedes said a lot of people, they've been talking about Nomy this, Nomy that, and so on. I've not seen any of Nomy misbehavior, if not for Bells complaining about her. Ever since these housemates came into the house, they did not sleep. It has been gisting, talking, laughing, blah 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 like that. Even the few housemates that want to sleep, the loud conversation from the second room will not allow the other housemates to sleep. Barely few minutes
When they start preparing to sleep, that was when Big Brother rang the bell. And everybody was now shouting, they do not know it is already morning and they have not slept, blah, 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 like that. That was how Flora started with her own. Saying the Christmas wey una do for inside dis house, e don do. You see wetin una try inside dis house wey una no allow me sleep. Make anybody no try am with me again oo. Make anybody no try am. If anybody try am with me, na me and dat person go hear am inside dis house. No be small thing oo. I said yes. Sapele babe, yes oo. No be small thing oo. Even she and Blue, they had a clash this morning. I overheard when Blue was telling her, do I look like your baby, blah, 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 like that. But they didn't really argue on it. But that still did not stop Flora from telling the whole housemates her mind, telling them not to try what they did yesterday, that they were using their conversation to disturb her own sleep. Little sleep wey she suppose sleep, make her head cool down, dem no go allow am sleep. They were just shouting and all that. Some few housemates called her to the corner and they were trying to apologize and make her see reasons to it.